Welcome everyone as we learn the Mishna Yomis for today, and that is the second day Yom Tov of Monday of Pesach, sponsored by the Fisher family, Linshans Pasir Bas Rabbi Shalom ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain, also Le'ilin Nishmas Dav ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem for Aliyom Moshe ben Chayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yaleh for the Schus of Rav ben Yom ben Ishmamak Yudis and family, and by Yol Klugman and family, Lefu Shalem for Moshe Meir ben Esther Fradel, Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka Bashir Leid, Varba Shashabina, and Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a Refu Shalema beside Shachar Yisrael, as we learn Mishna Ches and Mishna Tes in the seventh parak, and finishing the seventh parak of Huriyas, of Idiyos. Wow. Hayed Menachem ben Signai testified, Al Musif Hayora, if they add a piece, a ridge of clay to the top of the vat shel sholkei zaysim, of those that boiled olives, shu tamei, because since people are using that vat, want to keep in the extra oil that they're boiling, so that's part of the keli, and therefore it's mekabel tumah. But v'shel tzabor shu tar. However, if they attached a rim of clay and a dyer's vat, that's tar. Why? Because they're not interested in keeping in the dyed liquid, because the dyed liquid that gets in contact with the clay it ruins. It's only there for if it bubbles up and seeps out. So that's not enough to make it part of the keli. Initially, the rabbis used to say the opposite, that the rim of the oiler's vat is not mekabel tumah, while the rim of the dyer's vat does. The reason why the sages held that way is that the dye is very valuable, while that which comes out of the boiling, the olive pulp, is not so valuable. So, but they said it's the other way around. Now, if there's a deaf mute that was married off by her father when she was a minor, now that's a deraisa marriage, because the father could marry her off. Now, later on, the husband wants to dissolve it, but she is not mentally competent. But he testified, she yaitza beget, the husband could divorce her since you don't need the woman's consent. Val katana bas Yisrael, and that a minor bas Yisrael shenisas l'kayin, now that marriage is only d'Rabbanan because she's a minor, she aicheles betruma, that she's allowed to eat truma d'Rabbanan, like truma of vegetables and fruit, or truma of outside of Eretz Yisrael. The Mesa, and if she dies while she's a ketana, even though their marriage is only d'Rabbanan, Bailo Yarsha, her husband inherits her. V'alamorish hagazul shebno bebira, and on a beam that was stolen, that the thief built it into his palace, that really he's supposed to return the beam, because it says Ve'eshav esakzer asher gazel. But if he will have to dismantle his whole palace, he's not going to do tshuva. So mipnei takanas hashavin, in order that a person could do tshuva, so they instituted sheyitin as damav, he could give the value instead. And now this is a really incredible last din. V'alachatas hagzula, and a sin offering that was stolen, shaloi noida l'rabim, that was not known to people. In other words, they didn't know that it was stolen. Chatzkel stole an animal, and he brought it as a sin offering. Now, really, that's not a good sin offering, because it's not his money. However, they made it shehi mechaperes, that it's mechaper, and he doesn't have to bring another one. Why? Mipnei tikkun hamizbeach. Because if the Kohanim would find out that it was stolen and it's no good, and they brought chulin la'azara, they brought a non-sacred thing on the Mizbeach, they would be so traumatized that they won't want to do the Avodah anymore, and that's going to hurt the Mizbeach. So therefore they instituted that even though really it shouldn't be mechaper, because it's stolen and it can't be used as a carbon, that it's carbon. But this is only in a case where it wasn't known by the public. If it was known by the public, since if it's known by the public, it's not likely that the thief would have the brazenness to bring it as a carbon, so that would be a milsa de loy shricha, and a milsa de loy shricha legaza barabanan takanta. Okay, Rabbi said we want to thank you for joining us. Remind you that Daf Yomi tomorrow night is at 8:15, and have a good night.